Welcome back. Today we have a kind word, a significant event in marking history, some famous babies, a notable individual, a song and a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, settle in, and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for May 28th. May 28th is the 148th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 149th in leap years, with 217 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is benevolent. Benevolent is an adjective that means marked by kindness or generosity, disposed to doing good like a benevolent donor, organized for the purpose of doing good like various benevolent societies, marked by or suggestive of goodwill, as in benevolent smiles. One who is benevolent genuinely wishes other people well. Example sentences could include, the benevolent shop owner quietly paid for the elderly woman's groceries, or her benevolent nature made her beloved by everyone in the neighborhood, or though he was a powerful ruler, he was remembered as a benevolent king who cared deeply for his people. The word benevolent comes to us through Middle English, ultimately from Latin, a combination of word parts that meant good and to wish good, benevolent. First known use of the word benevolent is in the 1400s, benevolent. And with that, a solar eclipse occurred in the year 585 BC. We've talked about such phenomena before. A solar eclipse occurs when a portion of the Earth is engulfed in a shadow cast by the moon, which fully or partially blocks the sunlight. The remarkable thing about this particular eclipse in 585 BC is that it had been predicted by the Greek philosopher and scientist Thales. And this turned out to be one of the cardinal dates from which other dates could be calculated. It's also the earliest event of which the precise date is known. Pretty remarkable, huh? May 28, 1934 sees the birth of the Dionne Quintuplets, 5 babies way before in vitro. The Dionne Quintuplets were 5 identical sisters born on May 28, 1934 near Carbet, Ontario, Canada. They became world famous because they were the first known set of quintuplets to survive infancy. Their mother, Elzire, was 24 years of age when the babies were born. She thought she was having twins. No one guessed that quintuplets were even possible. Their birth was considered almost miraculous at the time, especially since they were born prematurely during the hardships of the Great Depression. The girls' survival quickly turned them into an international sensation. Newspapers, magazines, newsreels followed every stage of their lives. Crowds traveled to Ontario to see them, and the Ontario government eventually took legal custody of the children, claiming it was for their own protection. A special compound called Quintland was built across the road from their family home where tourists could watch the girls play through observation windows, almost like a human zoo. Millions of visitors came over the years, making the sisters one of Canada's biggest tourist attractions, even rivaling Niagara Falls in popularity. The quintuplets brought in enormous amounts of money through tourism, films, advertisements, and merchandise. They appeared in movies, endorsed products, and were constantly studied by doctors and psychologists. Their childhood was highly controlled and publicized, and this affected them emotionally. The sisters were eventually returned to their parents as children, but family life proved difficult as well. Several of the sisters spoke openly about the difficulties they experienced growing up in the spotlight. 2 sisters died relatively young, Emily in 1954 from an epileptic seizure at the age of 20, and Marie in 1970 when she was 35. The surviving sisters later sought compensation from the Ontario government for the exploitation they endured. resulting in a financial settlement and a formal apology in the 1990s. Today, the story of the Dionne Quintuplets is remembered both as a medical milestone and as a cautionary tale about fame, child exploitation, and the dangers of treating children as public property. All of the sisters have passed by now. Yvonne in 2001 at the age of 67, Cecile in July of 2025, and Annette in December of 2025, both aged 91. Quite the phenomenon, the Dionne Quintuplets have served as inspiration in many examples of popular culture, from mentions in novels, songs, Disney projects, and even South Park and The Simpsons. The Dionne Quintuplets. This is the birthday of American politician, attorney, and diplomat Marco Rubio. Born May 28, 1971 in Miami, Florida, he has become one of the most prominent figures in the modern Republican Party. The son of Cuban immigrants, Rubio often speaks about his family's journey to the United States and has built much of his political identity around themes of the American dream, anti-communism, and strong national defense. He began his political career in local government as a city commissioner in West Miami, before being elected to the Florida House of Representatives in 2000. He later became Speaker of the Florida House, gaining national attention for his conservative policies and strong communication skills. In 2010, he was elected to the United States Senate, where he served Florida for nearly 15 years. During his Senate career, Rubio became known for his outspoken positions on foreign policy, particularly regarding China, Cuba, Venezuela, and Latin America. He developed a reputation as a foreign policy hawk and was especially influential in shaping Republican policy toward communist governments in the Western Hemisphere. Rubio ran for the Republican presidential nomination in 2016, initially presenting himself as a younger, optimistic, conservative voice. Although his campaign eventually lost momentum during the rise of Donald Trump, Rubio remained an important Republican figure and later became an ally of Trump on many issues. In 2025, Marco Rubio resigned from the Senate after being confirmed as the 72nd United States Secretary of State in President Donald Trump's second administration. He later also served as acting National Security Advisor, making him one of the most influential foreign policy officials in the administration. He's also notable for being the first Latino to serve as U.S. Secretary of State. Happy birthday, Marco Rubio. Today's song is Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte by Patti Page. Written by Frank Duvall and Mac David, the song Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte was introduced in the 1964 movie Hush, Hush, Sweet Charlotte, a psychological horror thriller based on an unpublished short story by Henry Farrell. The movie, starring Bette Davis, was initially titled Whatever Happened to Cousin Charlotte. But Bette Davis felt the title was too similar to a previous movie of hers, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. She heard the song Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte and suggested this be the title of the movie instead. Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte by Patti Page hit number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 and did well in other markets around the world. It also earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Song, and it's been covered by several other artists. Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte by Patti Page, link in the description. How about that? For today's quote, we have one credited to the ancient Greek storyteller Aesop, who is known for his fables. And this quote, I thought, reflects the concept of today's word of the day, benevolent. It is, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Aesop. Alrighty, y'all, take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. Benevolent. Oops. All right. I'm busy right now, so keep that stuff quiet, please. Oh, I didn't get a first known use. Oh boy. hold on. What the heck? I want that to keep going. Loop and go. There we go. How many times are we going to do this?